I want you to give this video 100% of your attention. Trust me, you will not regret watching this video through. Don't scroll to the comments, don't look at the suggested videos, just full screen this video and pay attention for the next few minutes. If you can't do that, then your attention span is so messed up and you should probably just subscribe to me so I can save you. I'm about to give you practical information that you can actually incorporate into your everyday life to become a more rational thinker. All of the other anime videos you see on these topics are garbage. They give you surface level information with no real life examples or ways to implement them into your real life. In addition, the whole video is composed of high dopamine anime character edits, drawing your attention away from the content and frying your dopamine receptors. It's ironic. That same video could be about why cutting out cheap dopamine is good for you, but the whole video is just going crazy with cringe AYANOKOJI edits. This channel is different. I'm different. A lot of the information I give you is from my own personal experiences, not some ChatGPT generated script. Are you ready? Let's begin. Confirmation bias is one of the most, if not the most common error we make when trying to think rationally. In essence, confirmation bias is the term used when we want to believe in something, so we consciously or subconsciously manage to find only the evidence that supports our belief, and dismiss the evidence that refutes it. Then we say to ourselves, what could be more objective and scientific than looking for evidence that supports my views? This can go a step further in the wrong direction. We can know for a fact that a piece of information is true, but still manage to delude ourselves into thinking it's not because we want the opposite to be true. I'll give you a real-world example. Everyone knows that consuming added sugar is bad for your health, right? Well, it is, but imagine someone who's overweight and wants to lose fat. They're probably eating a lot of added sugar, and they know for a fact that sugar is bad for them. However, they just can't seem to evict the cookies and donuts from their diet. They do exercise, but can't seem to lose any weight. Oh, it must be my genetics. That's why none of the exercises are working. Even if I eat a lot of sugar, the exercises should just burn all of it off. Yeah, I'm just unlucky. Then they go online and search for why eating sugar is good for you. I actually found an article in about 10 seconds of looking this up, and it's biased towards the benefits of eating sugar. I want you to go to the description of this video right now and click on that link. Let's do an exercise together and pretend we're this person. So, we find this article and, oh, it says the top 10 advantages of sugar intake. Yeah, I was right. Sugar isn't bad for you. See, everyone? It says I'll get energy, it can help my blood pressure. Oh my gosh, it even says that eating sugar can help with weight loss. Wait. Hold on. Is this article? Oh, okay. It's trying to sell you a Dubai meal plan. Alright, but can you guys see how someone could just look at this article and justify their sugar consumption habits? If you actually read all 10 of these thoroughly, I think they'd all be technically true, and at the beginning of the article it states that sugar is only good in moderation, so this article isn't inherently false, but it's heavily biased. Like, you could see how someone who really doesn't want to cut out sugar from their diet can look at this really quick and go, yep, sugar isn't actually bad for you, my genetics are just bad. That's confirmation bias right there. We tend to always stumble upon any data that, in quotations, supports our delusional beliefs. I'll give you another example. Let's say that you suspect your significant other is cheating on you. Whenever you're together, that person tends to hide their phone screen. It's already a red flag if your partner is always distracted by their phone when you're together, but that's a different video. One day, you guys are at a restaurant, and suddenly a notification pops up on her phone. You get a glimpse of it, and it's a text from some dude named Dylan. He sent her a heart emoji. She then notices that you saw, and quickly picks up her phone. She then says, I have to go to the bathroom, I'll be right back, and leaves. You're left alone. You then start to cope, which is about what 90% of guys will do. Oh, it's probably just her friend, and he sent a heart because his dog maybe died and she was helping him. Oh, or it might be her brother that she hasn't told me about, even though we've been together for 5 months. Yeah, because she told me that one time, that 2 weeks ago, that someone was visiting her parents, so she wouldn't be able to see me for a week. Shut up. This is confirmation bias. You know for a fact that you're being cheated on, yet you refuse to accept it and revert to trying to justify her behavior. So, how can we stop doing this and actually start thinking rationally? If you're ever in need of making a rational decision, there's a 3-step process that I dubbed EED. It stands for emotions, evidence, and decision. The first step is to tame your emotions. Emotions cloud reason. You can do this by meditating, going for a walk, talking to a friend, anything that will put you in a more relaxed state. Then, you must find your evidence. This is the important step. Get out a piece of paper and make 2 columns. At the top of the left one, write supports and write refutes at the top of the other one. Then, look for evidence that supports the thing you want to believe is true, or evidence that supports a decision you want to make. Fill out the left column and then do the same for the right, looking for evidence that goes against what you want to believe, or against a decision you want to make. Make sure you fill these out thoroughly. Once you're done, you can take a look at the things you've written down and make your decision. Which decision will give me the most benefits while minimizing damage is what you should be asking yourself. If you really can't decide, you can go even further and carefully go through each of the evidence points, numbering them from 1 to 5, with 5 being very important to consider and 1 being the least. Then, add up all the numbers from each column and subtract the supports total by the refutes total. If the outcome is a positive number, the supports column wins, and if it's a negative number, the refutes column wins. Use that to guide your final decision. Now, if you're still here, I congratulate you. You are someone who genuinely wants to learn to improve themselves and won't settle for superficial, mind-numbing information. I'll give you a bonus tip. Honestly, this is probably the best way to make a rational decision, so listen up. It's to ask a friend. Since they're not emotionally invested in the decision that you want to make, they'll give you a completely unbiased opinion. Now, there are some caveats. This person should not be exactly like you or have a tendency to agree with the group all the time. They should be someone who's an independent thinker and has a relatively good amount of control over their life. If you don't have anyone like this, then I suggest you go out and find some friends. And if you want a video on how to actually find good friends, leave a comment below. If you enjoy my content and like me even just a little bit, you should subscribe so I can tell you more good things. Oh, and if you haven't already, join the Discord server, which is linked below. As always, I'm Levi, and thank you for listening.